Family, Black Nation. This is Shaquita Graham from lovingtheblackman.com and Loving the Black Man YouTube channel. Listen, I just need to address something that I saw on Atlanta Black Star. Um, hashtag we charge terrorism. I saw basically an article where people are using the hashtag we charge terrorism, and they also say in quotes, white supremacy is the most violent force in the history of mankind. Hashtag we charge terrorism. And I just wanted to speak to that because when we talk about the legacy, the heart, and the legacy of the black man as a world leader, when we talk about the image of the black man and how it's been portrayed and what it really is, you cannot say, you have people that say all these things about black men, but you cannot say, like was said here, that, um, you know, you can't say a statement comparable to white supremacy is the most violent force in the history of mankind. We charge terrorism. You can't say that about the black family anywhere. And I agree with what they're saying because when I look at the news today and I don't watch mainstream media, I go to black sources online to get my media. I don't turn to CNN or MSNBC or any of that because they are not going to ever tell the story accurately, in my opinion. So let's look at this whole thing. We charge terrorism. So the judicial branch of government, we have District Attorney Tom Wine and Commonwealth Attorney Tom Wine in Kentucky, who wants to remove Justice, I'm saying on purpose, Justice O.U. Stevens or Judge O.U. Stevens from all criminal cases because he struck down a jury that was all white, a jury pool with 41 people, and only one person was black. And from what I understand, that black person was struck. And this has been an issue in America since forever. It went before the Supreme Court in 1880. It is before the Supreme Court right now. There was no logical reason for Tom Wine to take up this issue against Judge O.U. Stevens. He claimed it was about a Facebook post or whatnot, but I mean, we've seen all kinds of police officers and sheriffs posting all kinds of things on Facebook. And as soon as they apologize, I mean heinous things on Facebook, and as soon as they apologize, they are either reinstated or just transferred, never anything really done to them. And so the bottom line is you have from the bench or in the courtroom, you have district attorneys who are in favor of the all white jury and have been forever and using it as a tool to enhance and to refine mass incarceration in our country against black people. Then you have in education, the universities where you have Dr. Everett Piper, I think, saying that, college is not a daycare and college students are being too sensitive. And I'm assuming that he's referring to the fact that students at colleges like or universities like Princeton would like racist symbolism to be taken down, referring to all of the symbols applauding and promoting Woodrow Wilson, who we know was a white supremacist. The things that were going on the Missouri campus. I guess he feels like black people are just being too sensitive about having rights and not being terrorized. Then you have the police force, all the way up to the mayor's office in Chicago, covering up a heinous killing that was caught on videotape a year ago. I'm starting to see why somebody would create a hashtag that says we charge terrorism, because you can't go in a courtroom, you can't go to a university, you can't call the police. The mayor is covering up things allegedly. They just fired the police chief in conjunction with this. And then to just really top it all off, you have the church, you have so-called 100 black pastors meeting with Donald Trump, which my thing is, you can have a meeting with anyone, but you need to understand who you're meeting with. If you're representing the black community, then you should be going in there with an agenda for the black community. And as a pastor, I mean, just the black church in general, many times seems as though they're not looking really at black issues that I think that Jesus would care about. I mean, if you're an Ohio pastor and you have a 12-year-old that basically was a victim of a drive-by by a police officer, and you don't have you're talking to someone who can't speak out against that. You're talking to someone who won't address these issues in the black community. I mean, okay, you can say that someone is in the spirit of bringing business to the black community, but the black community has to be alive first. So if you have an administration that wants to come into power and they can't even address the fact that Black lives matter because black people are the ones being killed, really? You didn't want to bring that up first and foremost in the conversation. These people, these men, did not go to the table to do business, the way that it's supposed to be done, the way that many black men know how to go in and do. And that's why, Donald Trump was happy to meet with these pastors who were going to say, oh, it was love in the air and the spirit was amazing. But when it comes to actually getting anything done, him actually standing for something on our behalf, Trump didn't do that. That's ridiculous. So then we have the police, we have the church, we have the universities, we have the like I said, the police force, but then we have governmental people like the mayors, and then we have district attorneys in the court, and then we have the media. So Chirac is coming out. I just the concept of it, I wasn't for it to begin with, but then I heard Farrakhan speak about it as well, and I don't want to mischaracterize what he had to say, because he did not say don't go see it or anything like that, but he just did speak about the fact that the way that our women were portrayed, black women were portrayed in the film, was just kind of ridiculous. I mean, not let's see, very like these really sexual overtones and some of these stereotypical images of black men that we're just tired of. We don't need a prolific genius like Spike Lee to just belittle our images in the media. And I feel like if you don't have a huge role for police and government in a film about so-called Chirac, then you're missing the message. As far as I'm concerned, you've missed the message. Then you have the guys of Egypt. But, I'm encouraged by the fact that in Missouri, the students were standing up against this type of crazed corruption. Same thing in Princeton. As far as in Kentucky, they're occupying, those that support the black community and support rights for all people are occupying Tom Wine's office. Then you have Chicago shutting down the shopping. I'm so proud of that. And these pastors, these so-called pastors, like, that have the nerve to say that they're really standing up for Jesus with this, meeting with Donald Trump and all of this. I'm thankful that the black people in the media and the black people with the platform are taking them to task. And we can't let traitors get away with saying they are part of our community and that they're representing us, but they're really, having their hands greased under the table, so to speak. And then, of course, everybody's, lashing out against gods of Egypt and, but my thing is now is getting to the point where an apology is not going to be enough. Somebody stepping down and getting fired. In some of these cases, charges need to be brought against, especially these police officers, these people who are a part of this cover-up. As far as these churches, they need to be disbanded. Nobody should be patronizing a church in the black community that cannot intelligently and efficiently speak for black people. As far as the media, we need to have our own whole parallel system to Hollywood, and we don't need to be looking to Hollywood to tell our stories accurately. So we're getting there. I am encouraged about the strides that we're making in those areas, but I am with these people with the hashtag wecharge terrorism, because on every front we are constantly having to confront these terroristic issues. I mean, when you can't go to court because somebody's going to try to make sure that nobody that is from your community, or no one who can identify with you, and you may be completely innocent, but because of racial bias, that option is not even coming to the table. You don't even have the option to be innocent. So that's all I have to say about that. This is Shaquita Graham from lovingtheblackman.com and Loving the Black Man YouTube channel. What do you think? Do you charge terrorism? Thanks.